Today I'm going to show you how I edited this picture from this to this. Hey everybody, Kwame here, and I hope you are staying cool. I will first off apologize if you hear the air conditioning running. It's like 100 degrees here in Colorado, so yeah, we're gonna have the AC on today. And I'm sorry again if you hear that, but it's way too hot for me to be sweating for you guys. So today we're gonna take a look at a picture I took, a sunrise picture I took, and I'm gonna show you how to edit this picture, or how I edit this picture. Now, funny enough, this is the second time I've done this because the first time the recording software on my Mac here decided to stop working after 8 minutes, so hopefully it doesn't do that again. So this picture was taken with the Sony a6100 and the wonderful 18-105 lens at 105 millimeters, so fully zoomed in, ISO 100, f6.3. The reason why I like this picture is because of this. Down here you have the warmer part of the image, and then up here you have the cooler part of the image, and there's this nice line where you can see, you can really tell the difference. And so I really like the way that this looks. I also like having this little bird down here. So that's the reason why I chose this picture. Really, it doesn't stick out, like it's not like, oh, this is an amazing picture and it sticks out wonderfully or anything like that. It's just a cool picture. So let's just dive right into it here. Down here I like to start with the transform tool, and I'm going to make sure that these are rotated and the clouds are somewhat straight, and then I just hit constrain crop, and we'll start here in the basics tool, and I always do the same thing, hit auto and see where it takes me. So it does give me a pretty good start, right? You can see down here it's nice and saturated, or the vibrance a little bit high, so it raised the vibrance, lowered the saturation, which I'll probably change, but it also kept the image up here a little bit cool. However, in here it's starting to get a little bit muddy, where you can see these blues are turning into grays, and then the clouds are getting kind of nasty. So we will definitely be fixing that up, but first I like to do some global edits to the image. I am going to change the color temperature. Now when I'm changing the color temperature, I'm looking mainly down here. I'm not going to look up here for right now. So I'm going to warm it up a little bit, because again, this was a nice sunrise where the clouds are really on fire, so that was pretty cool. So we're going to warm it up quite a bit, and I'm probably going to actually pump up the saturation on this one just a little bit. So again, if we look at the before and after, just right there, it's already a lot more dynamic and a lot more interesting of a picture. And I will probably pump up the contrast again just a little bit. Sometimes I like to crank it all the way up and then move it back down, and actually I like that a little bit more, because again, this image, like this sunrise, was really, like, the sky was really on fire. And you gotta remember, with cameras, they don't have the same dynamic range as our eyes. So our eyes will see more stops of dynamic range than a camera will. That's why you would want to do something like bracket if you really want to capture a wide range of dynamic range with your camera. I feel like most of these newer cameras, if you're shooting in RAW, I will say this is a RAW image, you can get a good stop or two either way. So you can get, you can go down a stop and bring out a lot of detail in the highlights, and raise a stop and get a lot of detail in the shadows. I think you could do that here with the a6100 also, but I don't really have to do that for this one. I like the way that it looked initially, like the exposure was pretty good, so we're just tweaking it now. So to address the top up here, we're going to get a gradient, and if you hit shift and then start dragging down, you can actually keep a straight line. So I'm going to go here, tap O, bring up the overlay so I can see exactly where this gradient is, what it's affecting. So right now it's on darkened, so I'm just going to zero that out. We don't want to darken it. And I might even bring the exposure up just a little bit. But what we are going to do is lower the temperature. Alright, because I want this to be really, I want the blues to really stand out. And if you change the temperature and you go more towards the warm, then the blues turn into like a grayish color, which I don't want for this picture. We'll just move this down just a little bit, and there you go. So what I really like, and so what I would do sometimes if I'm looking at this image or any image, I also look over here on the side, because it's giving you a, my dog is walking up the stairs. So what it's doing is giving you a real-time preview of what's going on. Yes, you can look here, but you have the lines and everything. So every now and then I'll just look over here. Again, just a quick look, because in my opinion, this is what people see when they're looking at their phones and scrolling through Instagram and stuff like that. So I like that so far. Right here, the magenta, I will probably take out a little bit of a magenta. I don't want to make it green by any means, but I'm also going to put some back in the overall picture, so it kind of evens itself out. And then I will bring down the sharpness a little bit, because I don't want the focus to be up here. I want the focus to be more down here on the bird and all that good stuff. So you can always click down here to see what it looks like with it on, with it off. I really like that. And actually, I'm going to bring this down even more. There, because I really like having, yeah, that's much better. I really like having this line, this cloud here, be a definitive line between the rising sun and the warmth of this color and the cool sky above. For some reason, this just really speaks to me. And if the bird wasn't here, I would probably crop this so it's more even, but I love having that bird down there, so I'm just going to leave it as it is right now. And then we're going to add just a touch of magenta back into the overall picture. And again, it doesn't affect the blue sky up here too much, because we took some away earlier. And then the last thing we're going to do is down here, I really want this area to be a little bit more saturated, because again, that's where all the color is coming from the sun rising. So I'm just going to come down here and make a half circle like this. And then if I hit O again, see the overlay. Right now it's affecting everything outside of this little oval. So we're going to hit invert, and now it will affect whatever we do will only affect here in the oval. Alright, so we're going to not do that. Click O, take out the overlay, and we're going to increase the color and also increase the saturation down here. Right? Because again, this is where it was the most intense, and then the light disperses as it comes up. So we're going to keep this like this, and probably just change that up a little bit. So there you go. So again, you can always do the before, after, and it's nothing crazy. I'm not going overboard with it. It's really subtle, and it's really, for me, like, no one's going to notice that that added that little piece in there, and really I don't want anyone to notice that either. Like, I like doing edits that look natural and not too over the top. The great part with editing, you guys, is like, it's really subjective, right? There's no, this is definitively good, this is definitively bad. It's really subjective how you do it. So we do that. Now, only thing that's left is to do a little bit of sharpening and noise control, which isn't much. You're looking at it, there's not a ton of noise in here. So we're going to go into details. I will do a bit of noise reduction. For this image, I'm not going to bring into Topaz denoise or Topaz AI sharpen. I don't think it's worth it for this picture. And then I actually like the sharpening as it is. I'm just going to do masking. So if you hit Option on a Mac, I think it's Alt on a PC. Pretty sure it's Alt. And then you just slide. Whatever in black will be sharpened. Whatever not in black will be Whatever in black will not be sharpened, and whatever in black will be sharpened. That's what I meant to say. Alright, so there's that. The last thing I would like to do is I am going to darken some of these clouds a little bit more. So this is again where the subjective part comes in. You don't have to do this. I like doing it. I'm going to turn off auto mask. We're going to keep the density at 30. And I will turn on the overlay. So I'll click here and then kind of paint in, and you can see it's yellow. Paint in some of these darker spots, and I'm just doing that so I can change, bring out a little bit more contrast in these clouds. Do that down here, over here, here, there, and then also we'll do it down here. And again, we're just going to look at what we're doing, and then we'll just keep going along right here. Again, I'm just following what's ever in shadow already, so I'm not going anywhere underneath the clouds. It's just kind of where the shadows are already. And that looks pretty good. So if you hit O, you can see I like that. So again, if you look at the before and after, like I said, the way I like to edit these pictures, I don't want it to be overly the top, so this just looks good. What I love about this image here is that you have this clear line with this cloud of where the warmer images, where the cooler images, and it just comes together. And then having this bird come in is the icing on top. So yeah, that's how I would edit this picture. So thanks for watching how I edit this picture. I'll be doing more of these type of videos using like the iPad or the phone, or whatever. Also, if you want to show that you like this ad-free, clickbait-free type of content, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so I would appreciate if you guys would help me out with that. Also, and lastly but not least, my affiliate links down below. If you guys are going to buy anything on Amazon, if you can click those affiliate links first, it does help me out because I get a very small commission on whatever you buy, especially if there's anything from these videos that you like. It just helps the channel, helps me out personally to bring you guys more content like this. As always, I will see you in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye bye.